This is how to grow a fern. I'm Mackenzie Ehlers.
And I'm Elika Larson.
Alright, first, how do ferns reproduce? Ferns are seedless vascular plants, which means they do not use seeds like flowering plants to reproduce. Instead, they create a completely new independent plant called a gametophyte. If you look on the underside of a fern, you will see these small brown dots called spores. These are what produce the spores. The spores are released onto moist soil, and there they can grow to the gametophyte. If a spore is produced into a wet environment, such as water, the sperm will travel straight to the egg from the male gametophyte into the female gametophyte.
Growing ferns from the spores. The sporangia is important because it is a thin-walled case, usually on the stalk, that has a ring-thick walled cell known as an ellipse, which aids in opening the sporangium when spores are fully matured, then snaps forward abruptly, flinging the spores away from the frond. When you're collecting spores, prime and thin it with mature sporangia can be placed sporangia side down on the sheet of clean paper into which spores will be released. It is important to know which spores are ripe when you are growing them. The ripe spores are plump and firm with little brown, black, yellow, and green spheres. Place these into a little sphere packet carefully and watch these ferment and create more spores. When cleaning spores, it is important to make sure that before you start, it's really sanitary and clean and ready to stow. The containers that you would use is a medium to large container, but is super crucial to make sure that it is sterile as possible.
The steps to growing a fern. First, you are going to obtain all of the materials talked about before, so you'll need your petri dish and your spores and water. You are then going to label your petri dish with your name. Then make sure you fill your petri dish with water, after ensuring that your petri dish is sterile. Then pour your spores into the petri dish. Next, you will need to wait a couple weeks to a couple months and keep your fern in a well-lit area and water it daily. Ensure your petri dish is not tampered with or knocked over to make sure the fern is alive.
This is the stages of growth for a fern. This is one of our lab partners. This is her spores. You can see on the first day that 11/3/25. They're still small, but they're actually able to see, and you can see green spheres around the edge in the middle. Throughout a couple days, all the way to the 17th, the spores only get bigger with more water added as they grow.
All right, and then here are our resources. Thank you so much.